Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I have some very big updates to share with you all. Ethereum has hit a new all-time high. JPMorgan is endorsing Ethereum. This is huge news. And the SEC is at it again with their ridiculous rules and regulations and nonsense holding up the crypto market. They have pushed back the approval of a Bitcoin ETF to June. And Ripple CEO weighs in a new interview on the SEC's lawsuit over XRP. We're going to break it all down. Before we do, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, friendly reminder, I have a free weekly newsletter. It is 100% free. Please sign up, link in the description. And here's some interview updates. I've got some great interviews lined up for you guys. I interviewed Commissioner Danielle Cohen-Higgins, who is commissioner in Miami-Dade County, and we'll talk about what they're doing with Bitcoin and crypto there. Also, I will be interviewing Mayor Scott Conger, who's mayor of Jackson, Tennessee, and the plans they have for crypto. I have an interview lined up with Phil Bonello, Grayscale's Director of Research. Brock Pierce is also in the works, and Natalia Karayaneva, if I'm saying her name right, and I apologize, Natalia, if you're listening to this and I butchered it, but she's the CEO of Proppy, and I've been invested in Proppy for a very long time. So great interviews lined up for you guys. Make sure you smash that subscribe button with a notification bell enabled. So let's take a look at the market here. Not much happening for Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins, but Ethereum is the story of the day with respect to altcoins. It is over $2,700, guys. And you all know I hold Ethereum in my portfolio. It's a number 3 in my portfolio as far as share of my portfolio. XRP is my number 1, Bitcoin my number 2, and Ethereum my number 3. So my portfolio has been looking great as this bull market continues to move upwards. And guys, it's amazing to see this. And part of why Ethereum is, kind of hitting an all-time high, it's behind some bullish news. And JPMorgan points to better liquidity conditions as reasons behind Ethereum's outperformance relative to Bitcoin, which could provide a tailwind. So this is very interesting. And if you're holding Ethereum, obviously really great. Bitcoin, as you can see here, the green candles trying to break upwards, but it's going to take time to move upwards. I think the next target is $75,000. Now, Plan B, who is the creator of the stock to flow model, released the following Bitcoin stock to flow X model plus on-chain signal, and it clearly shows we are nowhere near the top of this market. As I've been telling you guys, we still have ways to go. So this is really awesome. He said here, just to confirm that both S2FX model and on-chain signal indicate we are only halfway into the bull market and nowhere near the top. So we still got ways to go, and it's going to be a roller coaster ride. The market's very volatile. Those of you who are new, I know this can be very earth-shattering, like, oh my God, how is it so volatile? But the same swings that take us very high in short periods of time, it swings back down like a pendulum, right? And it could correct very steep. So that's why you see these 30 to 40% corrections even in bull markets. But we've got ways to go. And it's a patience game. It is a patience game. And that's why we're seeing just day after day, too, just big news around different banks and institutional investors capitulating. Just, of course, JPMorgan said they're going to launch your Bitcoin fund, and many others are entering into the market. Now, the SEC, guys, my goodness, Congress needs to step in here and deal with this. This is getting ridiculous. The SEC delays decision on approving Bitcoin ETF. And this is the VanEck Bitcoin ETF, and they've delayed it till June. And look, they could delay it again, right? Or disapprove it. Some Bitcoin watchers believe 2021 could finally be the year a Bitcoin ETF is approved thanks to the Senate's confirmation of Gary Gensler to lead the SEC. Gensler is considered an expert on cryptocurrency and has taught courses on digital currencies and blockchain at MIT. Well, Gary didn't do his job here, so let's see what happens, guys. But this is ridiculous. We have Bitcoin ETFs getting approved in Canada, and they've got like 4 or 5 now. We've seen Brazil, we've seen some overseas, in Europe, I should say. So the United States cannot get out of its own way here with the SEC. This is ridiculous at this point. Where's the Bitcoin ETF? We have major banks here doing custody. We have proper price aggregation from stock exchanges like the S&P Dow Jones and so on and so forth. they should be approving a Bitcoin ETF. This is nonsense. I'm hoping the fact that the likes of a Goldman Sachs entering the Bitcoin ETF bid will get things approved, but I mean, they should approve this VanEck and get the ball rolling here. And this is the problem with the SEC, because it's not only the Bitcoin ETF, it's their BS lawsuits against companies in the crypto market using an 80-year-old Howey test to use against digital assets. How can you do that? The logic would tell you it doesn't line up. These digital assets run on networks and they're not stocks. They don't give you dividends or anything along those lines, right? You don't have ownership of the network, or you don't have ownership of the company that has these tokens. So Brad Garlinghouse tweeted the following, and it's in response to his interview he had with Fox Business. And the title of the interview here was Ripple CEO. It's hard to describe a small company like Ripple as harassing the SEC. And we know the SEC has been crying foul, like, Ripple's been harassing us. We're the big bad government agency that issues lawsuits, but Ripple's harassing us. No, they broke the federal rules by trying to go after Ripple's partners overseas to get information. That is not, of course, in line with the process and rules there. So we're still waiting to see the judge's response on that, because Ripple's attorneys sent a letter talking about this. Now, Brad, in response to that interview, tweeted, approximately 10 years later, the US still lacks a clear regulatory framework for crypto. Assets like XRP are open source plus global by nature, and hundreds of projects are building with the XRPL or the XRP ledger. Innovation can't be stopped. It may just thrive out of the US. Thanks, Liz Klayman, for the chat. So obviously I'm in agreement with him, and it's not just about Ripple and XRP, as I've said for the millionth time. When the SEC is done with Ripple, based on the outcome of this lawsuit, they're going to go after Cardano and Chainlink and the other projects, right? VeChain and so on and so forth. So all eyes are on this lawsuit here. It's high profile, and I'm glad it is getting all these eyes. It will put pressure on the SEC. And that's why I'm saying, Congress needs to step in here, because the SEC can't seem to get out of its own way. It's like, for whatever reason, they're just stuck and they can't change. And even though I've interviewed Hester Peirce, commissioner of the SEC, as she said in the interview, sometimes she feels she's speaking to herself because the other people are not listening. And obviously we know it started with Jay Clayton. I was hopeful Gary Gensler would come in here and make some changes. And there's still time, right? Because don't get me wrong, he just got in. But, we got to get moving here. This is ridiculous at this point. Get the Bitcoin ETFs approved. Stop these BS lawsuits. And I'm hoping Congress can step in with the likes of a Token Taxonomy Act, the Innovation Act that the House has passed. Now it's going to the Senate. And we can figure this out, because this is ridiculous. And obviously one man who came out, and he's a congressman, Tom Emmer, said XRP is not a security last year. We see here with the Chamber of Digital Commerce, him and Darren Soto, who's a Democrat, Tom Emmer is a Republican. So we have bipartisan support here. They just talked about this in a interview. They said, we are currently in battle for the free world as nations are exploring Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. Watch Darren Soto and Tom Emmer give their view from the Hill on why the U.S. needs to elevate blockchain to national priority status. Yes, they need to do this. And I know I'm saying that, I can be biased here because I have skin in the game, meaning that I'm invested, and this will obviously make me money. However, I'm also, as just a normal human being looking at the economy and the future of the country I live in, if they don't do this, they're going to get left behind. And this industry can create a lot of new jobs and boost the economy, right? The same way the dot-com boom did. And if the U.S. has the SEC just putting up roadblocks everywhere, this is going to be a problem. The capital is going to go to other parts of the world. Companies are going to go to Canada to invest in that respective Bitcoin ETF instead of in the United States. So this is just crazy, man. I'm just so frustrated with the SEC. Also, what Brad said in the interview, I want to give you guys just some of the details here. As Ripple's legal fight with the U.S. SEC stretches into its 5th month, CEO Brad Garlinghouse tells Fox Business that he feels really good about the progress his company has made in court. He said, "Look, I feel good about the progress that's been made in the courts so far. The distributed ledger tech provider has managed to score a few minor legal wins, with Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn partially granting its motion to compel discovery." Garlinghouse continues to insist that XRP as an open source technology is no different than Bitcoin and Ethereum, as Ripple continues to deny it created the token. He also mentioned that the fact that BitPay, one of the leading payments firms, supports XRP is one of the examples how the token is not a security. Here's a quote. "This is one of the many examples of how XRP is not a security. It's used as a currency. Ripple has used it as a currency to solve cross-border payments problems." Earlier this month, Garlinghouse and Ripple co-founder CEO, who are named as individual defendants in the SEC complaint, also filed their joint motions to dismiss the damning lawsuit. So you guys may have seen my interview with Brad Garlinghouse. If you haven't, definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the description. He breaks it down and talks about these scenarios and all the different things that are happening. And of course, we know John Deaton, who I've interviewed, attorney John Deaton, is also filing a lawsuit on behalf of XRP holders. So this case has a lot of eyeballs on it. I'm hoping it puts pressure on the SEC. I'm hoping, these the other congressmen and congresswomen are going to step up here and we can get things moving. But this is ridiculous. I mean, the fact that they did not approve a Bitcoin ETF, especially from the likes of a VanEck, a very trusted, high authority, they have their stuff buttoned up. This is the VanEck we're talking about, right? I just can't believe this. But we shall see, guys. We shall see. There's obviously some weird, shady things that Jay Clayton and William Hinman have done, and the connections of places they're working at now. And this could make the SEC look very bad. We'll see what Gary Gensler is able to do here, or Congress will have to step in. As Brad Garlinghouse also said in the interview I did with him, he said, look, another avenue towards getting this clarity is Congress has to step in here. So we'll see what happens. But guys, this just annoys me. And the saving grace here of what is I'm optimistic about is that we are in a bull market. We're going to see higher prices, but there could be higher prices already, right? The SEC is slowing down everything, and there's more capital could enter this market and then we see the prices go up, right? And just as we did with the .com boom, right? These people want to invest, but they need the clarity. As I covered in a video not too long ago, actually 2 days ago, that Charles Schwab, major investment firm, said they want to get into crypto, but they're waiting for clarity from the SEC. See, just an example of what is taking place here. So annoying. And I hope you guys tweet at the SEC. I hope you have signed up, if you're an XRP holder, to John Deaton's list of XRP holders and things like that. And I hope the pressure is put on them, and I hope Congress can step up here and fix this issue, guys. But we got to be patient. It is annoying and frustrating, and I'm hoping to see Congress make a move here. So, guys, what do you think about this news? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.